In my current race shoe lineup, this Nike Vaporfly Next% 2 has reached a very highly acclaimed milestone, for me at least. What is it exactly? Let's talk about it. So before we get into the video, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're subscribed watching content. Thanks so much, love you guys a lot. Make sure you follow me on Instagram and Strava for all sorts of life updates, race updates, running tips, tricks, all those kinds of things. So without further ado, let's begin. Specs for the Vaporfly Next% 2 up here somewhere. Again, they do vary between sizes and which version of the shoe you typically buy in terms of gender in this case. So, yeah, let's get into this. So, what's the main thing we need to talk about? Let's talk about the outsoles in their current condition, just so you all know what's going on. This is the left foot, and that's the heels, and this is the right foot and the heels. And the thing to discuss is that this shoe has officially crossed the 300-mile mark line in my shoe lineup, more or less. And the reason that's a big deal is because if you watch these videos historically, anytime I have some kind of Vaporfly, whether it was the Next% 1 or the 2, I've always been able to get it up to 200 plus miles, but getting it past 250 is next to impossible because of the damage I will cause to the shoes. Now, whether that is my running form that's a factor to consider, whether it was the ground I was running on, the type of ground, things like that, or even potentially the way Nike builds the shoe overall and different materials associated with the overall build. Essentially, the shoe could never cross 250 plus miles, and it was so close one time previously, and just it could not cross that threshold. And today, I can say that this particular pair of Vaporfly that I own, that I have in fact used for the 2022 Chicago Marathon and have used it a little bit postseason to, I ran the 3:13:09 last Chicago Marathon, and I've used this shoe for training and postseason as I guess you can say, a transitional shoe into the red Vaporfly Next% 2s I own. It's crossed 300 plus miles, and it's still technically usable with a few caveats. And this is what we need to talk about. Number one, the Zoom X foam with the carbon plate are in average shape at this point. I would not personally want to run in these as in a day-to-day or like more on a daily basis, only because the foam is so worn out that I'm starting to feel a lot more of the stress in my fibula and like that tendon area of my ankles. And that's usually a common sign for me to, at this point, just retire the shoe, get it over with, despite the fact that the outsole itself still looks like it's in relatively good shape. As you can see, it's starting to get a little bit more punctured in my usual strike area. And by this point, I guess we're going to have to show you guys some of the other shoes here. This was the pair I used last year early season. This is like the, orange, green, yellow pair at 280 plus miles. This is what these outsoles look like. As you can see overall, we do have this particular tear right there in this area. And we also have something unique that I'm seeing right now, actually. We have a hole, like a huge hole in the inside of the shoe right here. That's kind of crazy. I didn't even realize that until now. So if that doesn't give you kind of like a cue of lifespans of shoes I've had, there's no tear here, thankfully. But if that doesn't give you an idea of like how badly I tortured the Vaporfly during my daily and like usual runs, then I don't know what will, because that's kind of insane that I'm just noticing that now. I was gonna say something about the upper, but now I think I have to change my mind on this. This is you guys are seeing this on the fly with me, basically. No pun intended. We're gonna keep this here for the rest of this video. Damn, cool. And then of course, the one pair that I keep also a pair of high honors is my 2019 Vaporfly Next% 1s, which are, again, the ones that I ran my PR of a 3 hour, 10 minute, 20 second. I should probably write the year 2019 on this somewhere just so we remember down the line if I ever completely forget or look at these shoes and try to remember what year I PR'd in. But yeah, as you can tell by these outsoles, I really did torture this shoe to at least 250 plus miles when I was still living in the city of Chicago, where you had road, you had mixed like gravel, granite, things like that you were running on. So yeah, that's just that's kind of giving you a little bit of a time capsule of 2019 to 2021, 2022, and then of course, well, actually, this would be more. Yeah, this would be probably 2021, 2022, and then this is of course the 2022 to 2023 improvements in my right foot striking overall. So overall, very happy with what's going on with this particular pair. 300 plus miles in. We don't have any sort of upper tearing in the area that was seen in this previous pair. But yeah, there's no tear. I mean, the only other notable thing here is like that the upper was quite tough very early on when I was doing treadmill runs, to the point that I did actually blow up one of my toes, and I had blood spew right about there. You can kind of see the red maybe in this camera. Maybe if I like back it away a little bit so the light isn't as intense. But other than that, the shoe has performed remarkably well, and I've loved this shoe. I've used it again for the Chicago Marathon. Had zero issues running in it other than like my own cardiovascular issues of just not being able to sustain, you know, my Boston qualifying pace, and just ended up falling apart and running a 3:13. That was on me, not really on the shoe. And yeah, I don't see any other tears or anything like that. But yeah, this is just, you know, kind of a nice informative video that if you have as violent and as long of a stride that I do while you run, and you're trying to emulate Kenyan, Ethiopian running stride styles, and you're running in this particular shoe, it's not impossible to run 300 plus miles in this shoe and be able to still kind of be able to put out some workouts in it, but being able to safely retire it knowing that you put in as much work for the shoe's worth, you got your bang for your buck out of it, and you can officially call it a Hall of Fame shoe in your lineup because of what you've been able to do with it. And that's really just what I wanted to address with this video. I just want to keep it short. We've seen a lot of Vaporfly and X% 2 reviews either on this channel, different channels about it. But yeah, this one I just wanted to showcase that the shoe can in fact go 300 plus miles. And it can look like it can continue going. But at this point in time, the shoe has done its purpose for me tenfold as being, you know, a wonderful marathon racing shoe, being a post-season running shoe that has helped me basically transition into, as you can see, like my total orange Vaporfly and X% 2s, which, you know, we're less than 100 miles in. Everything still looks pretty clean. Enjoying running in these and just getting some nice spring out of it. Once these things are going to die, though, I am probably going to move into the Vaporfly and X% 3 if I don't go into it sooner. But that is on my radar, if you guys were wondering. But yeah, lots of good stuff here still to go. So, again, the shoe is officially retired. Probably not going to wash it because, again, I got it markered in that the shoe has done its thing. And, yeah, time to retire it, keep it for life, never get rid of these. And I'm just happy with it overall, and I just want to share this experience on the channel. So, if you guys have a cool Vaporfly and X% story like this, or you have a pair in a similar condition, more miles, less miles, looks better, looks worse, you used it for the marathon postseason, you know, tell me about it. I want to see if we're kind of seeing the same things with our Vaporfly and X% 2s from the year 2022 into 2023. So I will leave the video here. Thanks so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.